All right, we're going to go on and talk. We're going to talk Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa implies neutral stance on Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard verdict and receives very harsh criticism from Aquaman fans. I think he received harsh criticism from feminists, but, maybe those feminists are also Aquaman fans. It says, through the tumultuous...
Well, of course, Amber's in it.
Yes. Throughout the tumultuous 6-week defamation trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, fans have subjected Jason Momoa's every move to microscopic examination. This is why I would never want to be a celebrity. Plain and simple.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Everything is freaking psychoanalyzed, and everything you do, I didn't say it. I know. Everything is psychoanalyzed, and it's not just what you do, it's what you don't do. It's not just, like, it's so weird to me when people, who gang stalk and, look up who you like, whose tweets you like, and whose posts you like. Who has that much time in their life?
A lot of people.
That is
actually
insane.
There's a labor shortage. Anyways, what I was gonna say earlier that I was like, no, Mary, shut up and wait for the show. Why does Jason Momoa? Why is he expected to have a stance on his co-star's legal troubles? It doesn't make sense.
I have no idea.
And then, furthermore, it was a stupid decision of him to try to indirectly give his input by going and following.
He follows them both.
He was only following Amber
because they work together.
Then when the trial started, he went and followed Johnny because he was like, "Oh, I need to make sure everyone knows I'm not on any side."
I'm here for it, man.
But either way, you could have just unfollowed or never followed either of them. And then he
was
goes
following
and likes
her probably before.
Yeah.
So he was kind of forced into it just by the fact that he followed her before, because unfollowing her would actually cause problems.
If I were a celebrity, it'd be zero following.
Zero. Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what, if I was a famous person, I would do the opposite of what all these people do. I would especially if you're mainstream establishment famous, where you didn't have to use the internet to get there. Yeah. Why would you even subject yourself to? He now has to dance like Muhammad Ali just to make sure that he doesn't screw anything up.
This poor guy hasn't been told any better. He hasn't been taught any better how to go about this, because then after the trial he liked both of their concluding statements on Instagram, and it's like, dude, that just doesn't make sense on its face.
I wonder if it's even him. I wonder if he just has a social media manager doing it.
Even then, I wouldn't feel okay about leaving my reputation up to some intern.
Yep. Oh, I know, right? Especially if in a volatile situation like this.
You know how I see Jason Momoa as he's interpreted? He's what's that guy from Saved by the Bell that wasn't the protagonist? He was the
Slater.
He's he has kind of that.
Why do you know that?
I watched Saved by the Bell.
It's very. I mean, what was the first? That's one of the few. I'm very impressed.
First, Leon the Professional, now Saved by the Bell.
My co-host, ladies and gentlemen, it's awesome.
Morgan,
fantastic.
He just has that vibe where he's he's big and tough, but actually he's a little witty bear.
He's got a heart of gold.
He's a big softie. That's what they all say.
I know, but it's such a.
I just think he looks like a surfer bro.
He's just trying to please everyone, and now he's getting.
He looks like Genghis Khan after a decapitation. He's
what?
He looks tough.
He's a tough dude.
So it's branding is
he's
a little fucky bear who loves everyone.
So it says, while Momoa has not released any official statements addressing the legal drama, his activity on social media has been interpreted by fans as subtle hints indicating his viewpoints on the matter. I don't think he has viewpoints. I think he has professional
I think
aspirations.
he wants to get this movie out, and he wants to move on with it.
Yep. The Aquaman. So now think about this. Say she comes back. She has just the most, everything's changed. She has just the most incredible chemistry with Johnny Depp, and they're perfect on screen together. Doesn't matter anymore.
With Jason Momoa, you mean?
What did I say?
You said Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Well, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
If she comes back and has unbelievable.
Really showing off your acting chops if you can.
And she has unbelievable chemistry with Jason Momoa, and everyone loves him, but they can't do anything about it because the non-work life is a minefield that everyone is now subjected to. Everyone involved, because there was a thing the other day where Dolph Lundgren released a statement saying look, I can't speak to the trial, but when I worked with her, she was great. She was fantastic to work with. So he's going to be judged based on his take on her. Everything you do now off camera is now subject to ruining it for everyone else in these projects.
He barely knows this woman.
Yep.
how is he expected to speak on what she's like in private?
Yep. So it says fans criticized Momoa's diplomatic approach to the situation, arguing that neutrality is not the proper response to an issue as serious as domestic violence. Yes, it is awful when a woman beats a man up and then tells everybody
Exactly.
that nobody will believe him when he tells everyone about it. That is awful. Thank you.
Correct.
Some commentators on social media were particularly upset that he would still support Heard even after the jury reviewed all the evidence and concluded that she was indeed guilty of defamation. Look, he's got to make a movie and this has to come out. He doesn't have a choice at this point. His hand has been forced and he has to do this. This isn't the first time Momoa refrained from choosing sides. In the earlier stages of the court proceedings, he followed Depp on Instagram in what seemed to be a way to cover his bases since he had only been following Heard at the time. Like you said, I wouldn't follow anyone if I was a celebrity on social media. No way. And then there says Jason Momoa liked both of their posts. He's such a spineless coward. It says
say that to his face.
I know, right? With a dude that size. At this time, it's unclear if Momoa is acting on his own accord or if he is heeding the advice of his PR team. Probably both. Considering that his upcoming sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, has been wholly affected by the libel case. It is possible that Momoa is simply trying to not anger one side more than the other, especially when it's really not his business to begin with. The key phrase here is that it's none of his damn business.
I mean, it's no one's business, but because it was televised and publicized to the degree that it was, everyone feels like it's their personal battle.
Yep.
And it had nothing to do with us.
And that comes back to people's weird celebrity worship. It's so weird because we talk about this stuff, but we talk about it from this perspective of why are people so...
It's not just celebrity worship, though. It's also celebrity sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know?
Explain that.
I mean, someone has to be deified and someone has to be demonized.
Yep. And now there's rumors here that say that she could be removed completely from Aquaman 2. Now, the key here is rumor, but it says, consider rumor for now, but info comes from a pretty reliable source who claimed to have been in contact with a source who says that a meeting at WB was recently held, which said that all of Amber Heard's scenes as Mera in Aquaman 2 will be deleted. The trial saw the jury award Depp in the defamation suit, but then it's got this post here. It says, I didn't think they would, but it sounds like their next test screening should be interesting. There was a meeting, and all of Amber's scenes will be deleted from Aquaman 2. And then somebody says, no way, not really. Or no way, really. And they're asking that question. And then there was another one down here.
I really hate this.
Where it says, how would they even manage that? And he says, I don't know. My guess is she dies during childbirth, but we won't know until a test. How would they do that?
What?
That would be a weirdly symbolic. I can see the feminists, the gender studies professors going nuts with.
This is just a weird way to cut out a character.
Well, she's going to be in child. I think that's part of the storyline is she's having they're having a kid in this movie, and that's one of the reasons she won't be coming back for the battle at the end. Is she's giving birth at the end of the movie, which will explain
not anymore.
Which will explain her lack of screen time.
I haven't seen the full body shots of this character before. Was she pregnant in the movie?
No, not in the first one. But time will have passed in the second one.
What do you guys think of this? Truly, I know no one here. I mean, only for the memes are we Amber Heard fans. But honestly, no one supports a chick that psycho, right? But what do you feel about the personal now affecting your financial?
Yep.
Is she still gonna get paid?
I don't think she should lose her job either. I just think that what you do is you make this movie and then. In the future, what this leads to is that future directors will have to look at this and say, is this someone whose baggage I want to take with me into the film?
Okay.
And then let the industry work it out.
If she's cut out completely from the movie, is she still going to be compensated for the time lost?
She would still be paid.
In full?
I'm guessing that she would still be paid in full.
And is her pay affected by the success of the movie?
I don't know. I didn't read anywhere whether I don't know if she's got I doubt she's got a percentage.
Should or shouldn't be?
No, if she's not on it.
No, I'm saying either way.
Either way.
I'm guessing Momoa has the ability to get a percentage or whatever of revenue. I don't know if she would have that same ability. But who knows whether it would go like this? Do you think part of this could also just be really good advertising on their part?
Is it good
morbid? Like morbid, like they were like there was this article here from Chicago typewriter creator Brandon Fiadino claims outrage surrounding Moses Ingram and Obi-Wan Kenobi is a marketing op by Disney. Remember when we were talking about all the awful stuff that got said about her that was mean, but like in terms of the internet was not the worst thing I had ever read in my entire life. And this guy basically says that. Actress Moses Ingram started the controversy when she spoke to The Independent, revealing that Lucasfilm had instructed her to expect racist abuse online. So they told her to
expect it because we're going to be the ones sending it.
In other words, the same thing happened. And Dane, don't let me get off topic here. The same thing happened when Ben Affleck got when anybody gets cast as Batman. When anybody gets cast as Batman or the Joker, they say expect there to be a flood of people. The same thing happened to Christian Bale when he got initially hired. There's like people they don't think you're capable of the job, and because people who are part of that culture, whether you want to call them fanboys, whatever it is, are very passionate people, you're going to get a lot of pushback.
Dude, it's happening to us live on chat right now, and with people that come see us almost every day. It's like that is human nature.
Yep.
People have the perception of what they want in their heads. You're not portraying this perfect little bubble that they have in their heads, and thus they are offended.
I mean, offended, it seems weird. I or just not happy with what you're
dissatisfied.
I
still feel that was astroturfed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it
absolutely.
shows like if I don't know how. Then again, especially from like Dane's input on the types of people who work in this industry, like people who are in charge of marketing campaigns, like are they really smart enough to think that far ahead to astroturf an entire controversy of hatred against one of the actors?
Yes, because this happens all the time in these industries.
And then are they like deranged enough to actually formulate the tweets that are hateful towards that actor?
Or you just take the few that actually come in and portray it as a larger problem than it is. You're an actor. You're going to get
3 examples.
You're going to get mean stuff said about you. We all do. Like that. Yeah. It's a fact of life. Choose not to read it. That's the best. Or just choose to ignore it. And the fact is,
like, if you also didn't want, a bunch of pushback, you should have done better acting.
Well, I can't speak to that for that role, but
you did a bad job.
In general, you should just expect it because that's the way of the world in a universe where we are now all interconnected all the time. Like I said, we are not meant to be in constant contact with everyone all the time. It is a huge flaw in society right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how are people supposed to express their dissatisfaction with media before social media?
Letter writing campaigns.
Like word of mouth, letter writing, maybe phone calling if you have a number that you can call. You probably didn't.
And it was harder to astroturf back then because of all the actual physical labor that had to go and actually mailing stuff out. So you were it would be more organic and more real.
No, it was probably easier because like no one was like wise to whatever was happening. So whatever the studio would say would be taken as law,
Yeah, I see that side of it too.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like back in the day, certain shows got brought back once in a while. A show might get brought back from cancellation,
like Community,
because of strong letter writing campaigns that came into the studio. But that's
or Morbius
no. Well, that's a modern example of it when they don't know how to read the room. That's something like that's the downside to the democratization of the internet. So when the studio can't read the actual tone of what people are saying and make the mistake of doing something like putting Morbius back in theaters when they never should have. Yeah. So I don't think they should cut her out of the movie. I think they should make the movie, let Momoa, like what I can see them doing is kind of like with Armie Hammer with Death on the Nile or Ansel Elgort with West Side Story, who both had their own scandals leading up to those releases. Obviously, Armie Hammer's was much worse, or like, I don't know if it's even worse. Like both him and Elgort had like their own allegations against them, and they just got bumped off the marketing almost entirely, right? Like when Death on the Nile first came out, Armie Hammer was heavily featured in the trailer and was one of the first names advertised. After all that stuff came out and the movie got delayed because of COVID, his name was bumped to like the second to last name at the bottom, which I feel really bad for whoever that last name was, who somehow ended up below Armie Hammer. You're somehow worse than Armie Hammer. But like that's one of those things where it's like, thank you. That's like, I just see that as like, they'll just bump her and make her marketing less severe. Like, she'll be less featured in the marketing. Momoa is people are going to Aquaman to see Jason Momoa without a shirt on and doing cool stuff as a superhero. They're not going there.
You like Jason Momoa without a shirt
And that's
on.
why she's there too. No one wanted to watch Amber Heard for her flawless acting.
No.
Am I right or am I right?
But now I'm even more curious because I don't think I've seen her in anything.
You should watch the original. I find her performances rather wooden, but that's just me.
We should watch the Rum Diaries just to see like a man have his life ruined over a role.
If he only knew what was coming next.
Yeah.
That was funny because it would happen in Puerto Rico too. Like, we helped that.
I love it when lives get ruined in Puerto Rico, Dane says. There was a super chat there.
Yeah. Hava Owen said, Johnny and Amber did what every toxic couple does. Involve everyone else. They just had the power of the world stage at their disposal is all.
Yeah, that's even more depressing that they were able to just kind of make it about themselves and then the rest. Granted, I would say that most of the world seemed to enjoy being part of it, whereas we're kind of like hesitant about just how awful it is for society to kind of bolster such interactions.
There's self-involved people who think that their relationship drama is more interesting than anyone else's, and it's not.
I also want to point out that they remember they were saying Amber Heard wouldn't be able to pay like Johnny Depp, but then there was the thing about the $22,000 a month house she stayed in during the trial. I just want to show the pictures of it. Like I would
like,
love
aren't
to.
you gonna save up for that? Those damages, girl.
Girl, if I could stay there, and
or are you gonna do a GoFundMe, or are you gonna sell NFTs?
Maybe that's what she'll or like
her closing statement should have just been separated into like 5 different NFTs. Minimum bid $1 million.
Maybe she can sell bathwater.
Oh, that would sell. Work. Yeah. That would sell for sure.
Would actually work.
Or bed sheets. She could sell bed sheets.
Right. So that one Euphoria actor.
Yeah.
A pooper scooper.
Yeah. that's
you get that.
I'm here for it. So like people were like, how can you live at this place? I don't know. That's whatever. Musk probably paid for it, right?
Yeah.
It was probably Elon Musk who paid for it.
Got to provide for his baby mama.
I really want to know if
she has a baby
with Elon Musk. Didn't we cover this?
No way.
I don't know.
I thought we had mentioned this.
Is that actually true? In the chat, is that actually proven that child is Elon Musk?
It's all but confirmed. I mean, yeah.
Listen,
she had a surrogate baby with him. Yeah.
Listen, you know me. I'm tinfoil Dane. I'm down. I'm down to take this as a fact, like from now on.
Okay.
Just give me the sign.
I mean, go ahead. Yeah. And then people thought that he was going to testify, and then he didn't.
He didn't have to.
But yeah, highly speculated. I haven't seen this child. I don't know how old their child is or what, like, yeah, but highly speculated.
Incredible.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.